Hey guys, welcome to Richard Code's Reasonable Rants on the Road, Super Morning Edition. Man, I hate the mornings. That's going to be the theme for this rant, by the way, is mornings. And I know this is not a very libertarian rant. This is not even going to be a very entertaining rant, I think. But it's something that I freaking hate, is I hate the notion of the mornings. Yeah, one of the simple reasons, and not very creative reasons, is that I hate the notion of having to go to sleep at a certain hour, basically having a time limit on having to go to sleep in order to get up the next day at a certain time, such as what happened last night, where I basically was planning on going to sleep at midnight so that I could get up around 8 o'clock or so and make work, or get up a little bit before 8 o'clock in order to make work. It's currently 7:30 right now, and I'm going to be heading to Rare and Landing Golf Course, where I work. And the idea is that I hate it because I have ADD. And I know myself. If I basically am sitting there and I have, I'm going, oh, just one more Trials HD level, then I'll go into bed. I'll suddenly find myself in the level editor and look back at the clock and discover that 2 hours have passed. When I should have gone to sleep 2 hours ago. So basically, I have nights like last night where I basically only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep because I've been I get distracted and then I end up going to sleep at 2:30 a.m. and having to wake up before 7:30. And yeah, the bottom line is, yeah, not a very creative rant, but the main thing that I really do hate is the 9-to-5 world. That's the thing that I really think I hate, and I actually have a fair enough reason for it that doesn't just apply to me. I hate the notion, absolutely loathe it, and part of the reason is my parents. They are, let me just quote them directly here. Why don't you sleep at normal hours in order to be part of the real world? Bells go off in my head when I hear that. I'm like, dude, what? You're basically controlling me and telling me what to do. For what reason? So that I can be awake at the same time most of everyone else is awake. Why? Why? I don't see the point in it at all. Eating isn't really bound by the time that you're awake, or neither is sleeping bound by, the sun rising or the sun setting. We have things known as shades and alarm clocks. We have, what's the point in it? There is none. The only point in it is so that you can be part of this 9-to-5 world where most of the jobs are, quote, most of the jobs are. And that's the part that I freaking rant about. I think it's personally a stupid idea to be, the fact that the 9-to-5 world exists is a stupid idea. And for a couple simple reasons. We got a truck over there, by the way. The main reason is that the notion of everybody doing everything at the same time, all it does is create congestion. There's this little thing called rush hour, which I am actually about to be a part of, a little bit further up 287 here. That is a direct result of everyone going to work at exactly the same time and coming home from work at exactly the same time. Why does that need to exist? There is no need for it to exist. Why the hell? It's so completely moronic that we would consciously or even unconsciously organize everything so that everybody does exactly the same thing at the same time. It can't seem more socialistic to me than that, or communistic than the 9-to-5 world. To me, I think we should be living in a 24-hour rotation world, where basically half the people were awake during the day, half the people are awake during the night, and working at, half the people work at night, half the people work during the day, and then it's further divided. Some people work 9 to 5, some people work from noon to 8, some people then work from 2 to 10, some people then work from 4 till 12. Then some people, you see what I'm saying? Make it an even progression. That way, there's no such thing as rush hour. There's no such, and I know this is completely non-libertarian and completely unrealistic. It's ideological, and it never would have ever a chance of happening. But the bottom line is that, I realize that a 24-hour world, I'm one of the people who realizes just how short the time of the day is. 24 hours is not a lot of time, and I'll break it down right now for you. You spend 8 of it sleeping, so you're automatically down to 16. Then you spend around a half hour for each meal of the day, so that's an hour and a half for eating. You're down to 14 and a half hours. Then you've got your 8 hours worth of work per day, and bam, you're all of a sudden into single digits. You're at 6 hours of time left over in the day. Then you spend a good half hour on the toilet, or you know what, that's actually too low. You spend more than a half hour going to the toilet. You spend about an hour going to the toilet. You're suddenly down to 5.5 hours throughout the day. Then you've got whatever TV you want to watch. Let's say, very, very conservative estimate, you watch 2-hour-long shows a day. So that's 2 hours out of that. You're down to 3.5 hours worth of time each day for whatever you want to do, like your hobbies, your interests, checking up on your email, doing a podcast or whatever. Oh, and I also didn't mention travel time. That's another half hour to an hour knocked off. So you're down to 3 hours now. And of course, the hobbies and interests, let's say 2 hours of that, knocked down, you're down to 1 hour of free time a day. And if you're like me, you like to sleep for more than 8 hours, well, you're totally screwed then. I'm one of those few people who seems to realize just how short the day is. And it's also one of the reasons why you'll see if you ever are over my house and you hear my parents basically going, you slow down when you're talking, or some other form of me being impatient. There's a very good reason for it, because there's not enough time in the day for slow things like that. I just, do you not understand how short the day is? And every time you call me away from, my workstation in my room, where I'm doing useful things, or maybe even not, just relaxing, every time you call away, that eats into my time. And if you want to have like a 20-minute talk with me about either just how work was today or things like that, something completely asinine and useless, then basically you're knocking off a ton of my time for no reason at all. There's a time to be patient, there's a time to not be patient. At work, especially in customer service, which I am, dealing with customers is something that I do need to be patient, and I've hit the rush hour traffic. But at work, dealing with people going, I think that I need to get this in a black and white copy. I don't know how many I need, but 12, 15, let's make it 10. Yeah, 10. And I'd like you to do this side and this side and yeah. At work I can deal with that because it's part of the job of customer service is to be patient with people, and I can be plenty patient when I need to be. But if my free time, which I have so little of, it's because of what I just mentioned in that mathematics, the free time is being wasted outside of work or something that is a big chunk of that. Like, I can be plenty patient and talking with people in the car, or having I don't know, being patient in traveling somehow, because you're traveling anyhow. There's like, that's a bad example. But, you know, there are times to be patient, there are times to not be patient. If you're eating into my free time, that's a time that I don't want to be patient. You know? And it's also one of the reasons, and that, granted, I am kind of a little bit bad son for this, but it's one of the reasons why I don't really spend that much time outside of my room when I'm home and, you know, not doing something, as in not doing work or eating. They see me, I come right down for dinner, I go right back up afterwards, pretty much. And I'm a little bit of an asshole for that, but again, it's because I realize how short time is, and I need to kind of make use of all the free time that I can. Yeah, pretty much. That's my rant about that. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this. Has been Richard Kohut's Reasonable Rants on the Road Morning Edition. I hate the mornings. Thanks. See ya.